Shalom. First, giving all praises to Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Makakadash. Salutations to the 1/3 and the hopefully elect out there listening and learning. Salakia. Today, I'm going to go through the Gospel of Luke, chapter 16. It's just a familiar passage. I just want to give some clarification on what it really means. This is a passage about the Rich Man and Lazarus. I just want to identify, without a doubt, who the rich man was and who Lazarus is. All right. I've heard this passage preached many times, but I haven't really heard anybody, except the prophets, of course, go into its true meaning. So just want to pass this on to you so that you're aware. All right. Let's go to it. Luke chapter 16, starting at verse 19. And it says, "There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day." So this passage is talking about Esau, which is a so-called white man, because he's in rulership right now. He rules the world. You know, he's clothed in purple and he fares sumptuously every day. All right, as somebody in society, you know, they got what they call white privilege now. You know, the so-called white man is in rulership, man. Right. So this is how we know it's talking about him, but we'll have further proof of this later on in the lesson right here. Verse 20, "And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores." Right? So the beggar, whose name is Lazarus, Lazarus meaning whom the Lord helps, right now we're in a state of being in hell. All right? We are a base people. We're below everybody. All right? So by us being a base people, that puts us in hell right now. Hell just means the lowest condition of living. All right. It doesn't mean demons and all that and underground getting burnt up and all that. Those are all lies taught by the Roman Catholic Church to keep us in subjection and keep us afraid to do anything and afraid to lift our head, you know, because we think that white man, Jesus, is going to throw us in a fiery furnace underneath and burn us for eternity, which is all garbage. All right. So I've identified the rich man as the so-called white man, which is the house of Esau. And then we've identified that Lazarus, whom the Lord helps, are the 12 tribes of Israel, which is us. All right? We're the beggars. Okay? Verse 21. "And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores." So who are the dogs? The dogs are the other nations. All right? Let me get that. Yeah, this is Exodus chapter 11, verse 7, and then we're going to jump back to Luke chapter 16. But we got to find out who the dogs are. "But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, against man or beast." Now, a dog is any nation that's not of the 12 tribes, that ye may know how that the Lord put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So he was calling the Egyptians dogs, okay? So the dogs of this day and time would be your Moabites, which is so-called Chinese, Ammonites, which is so-called Japanese. Okay, you got your Elamites, which are Arabs. All right, you got your Hamites, which are Africans. Right, and verse 20 it says it was verse 21, Salakia, "And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table," which is what we do. We beg for crumbs, you know. That's why we out always begging, kissing ass, get a job, all right, joining these different organizations that Esau set up, hoping that we can get rich and live like he does, all right. That goes for these elites, man, these elite blacks, you know, ball players, you know, these dudes out there flashing money, all right, these college campuses, sororities, fraternities, trying to get favor, you know. These are the ones that are that are desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fall from the rich man's table. Because he's not going to give you what he got. He might give you a little biscuit here and there, but that's it. Okay? It says, which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. How are they licking our sores? Well, who's in our neighborhoods licking our sores? All right? Got 7-Eleven. The tile heads got that. All right? You got the Moabites over there, the Chinese, the Vietnamese. They doing your nails, selling you weave. All right? They making billions of dollars off us, man, with the weaves, okay? Um, uh, these are the nations that are in there licking our swords. You got the Hamites, fooling us into believing we African. My brother, selling us all this bullshit in the neighborhood. And then they all get their money. They get our money and take it back to their neighborhoods and feed their families, okay? So that's how they're licking our swords. Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. So we're going to die, all right? The beggar, which is us, we're going to die when Yahushua comes back and rescues us and takes us out of this captivity. We're going to be carried to paradise, which is Abraham's bosom, all right? Our time of suffering is going to be over with. All right. And he's going to carry us into our own land, and we're going to be rulers and kings over there. All right. Then it's going to be Esau's turn to suffer. Check it out. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. Verse 23. And in hell, all right, now Esau's going to be dropped down, all right, into a very low condition of living, the same way we are. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. So now we're going to be chilling. All right? We're going to be straight chilling, and Esau's going to be in captivity getting his ass whooped. Verse 24. And he cried and said, and this is how we know it's Esau. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Now, Jacob and Esau were brothers, and they had the same father. All right? Esau, the so-called white man, is our evil twin brother. That's all it is. All right? Isaac was his daddy too. It's just that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, because out of the 12 tribes, that came from Jacob, not Esau. Esau is a Hebrew too, but he's a Hebrew Edomite. We're Hebrew Israelites, okay? Because Jacob's name was changed to Israel. The house of Esau was promised no mercy, and they were going to be destroyed at the end of time. That's why he's begging right now. Only Esau could call him father, right? He said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. All right? See, this white man getting prepared to go to slavery. And beside all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. So we're never going to be out of rulership after this. Once we ascend to the heights of rulership, we're never going to fall again. And Esau's never going to rise. That's the great gulf. All right? This is his time to rule. That's why he gets to drive his Bentleys and have his big houses, and have us working for him and all that shit, because this is his time to rule. This is his time to be on top. All right? Verse 27. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, They have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, If they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rose from the dead. So Esau has no place for repentance. All right, let's go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. I mean, there's only one chapter in Obadiah. So let's go to Obadiah 1 and let's see what it says concerning Esau. All right, let's pick it up in verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. You see? So Esau is going to be destroyed. All right? Now let me get another precept for how Esau is going to be brought down. This is Isaiah chapter 14. All right? This is what's getting ready to happen to Esau right now. It's happening right now through Donald Trump. This country, the House is divided. The Democrats and the Republicans are fighting each other. All right? This government is going down, man. These curses are being turned on Esau. Roughly paraphrasing from Deuteronomy 30 and 7, he said, I'm going to take the curses that I put on you and put it on your enemies. And that's what's happening now. That's why this country is breaking up, man. All right. Look here in this is Isaiah chapter 14, starting at verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? See, the so-called white man's power is being taken from him. All right. This is why you see him on YouTube getting socked in the mouth. All right. They making laws to get their own self caught up. You know, they can't be calling the police. You know, if you're making a barbecue, they're trying to call police on us because we don't look right in front of the apartment building and stuff. You know, they're passing laws for that. You know, the white man is going down, man. Esau is going down. All right. And the other nations are watching. This is happening on a global scale. They're watching this white man go down. Trump is an embarrassment to this entire country, and he got Esau looking real bad, man. Look at verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Worms is decay and destruction, man. That's why the unemployment rate is high. More of these Edomites are becoming homeless, losing their jobs. They're all on TV crying. And pomp, that means arrogance. When somebody's a pompous asshole, that means they're arrogant. He's saying that pomp is being brought down. They're not being arrogant no more because they losing. Verse 12, here's the point. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Who weakens the nations? It's Esau in the form of the American military, man. Do you know that the United States has over 800 embassies worldwide in everybody's country, man? They put an embassy there and start telling them how to run their own damn country and taking shit from them. All right? And we know it's talking about Esau because it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Now, the word Lucifer means light bearer. Okay? And Lucifer is only mentioned once in the entire Bible right here in Isaiah 14 and 12. What does Lucifer mean? Light bearer, meaning that the prophet Isaiah, he calls it Lucifer because he was given the vision from the Most High of where this is going to take place. And he got to see hundreds of years in the future. And what he saw in New York Harbor was the Statue of Liberty holding that big light up, all right? Which means that it was a light bearer. That's why he calls it daughter of Babylon, because he saw she was wearing a dress, all right? And he knew that it was a woman holding the light, so he called her Lucifer, the light bearer. How art thou cut down to the ground? He talking about America, a.k.a. Mystery Babylon. He didn't know the name was going to be America, so he just called it Mystery Babylon because America has a lot of Babylonian customs going on here, all right? Like they worship Nimrod through their phallus worship. You know, the Washington Monument is shaped like an erect penis sticking up into the sky. That's why men wear neckties, because the necktie is shaped like a penis. It's designed to hang like a penis. This country it's got a homosexual spirit on it. All right. So that's why he said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, meaning how art you fallen from rulership? And this prophecy is coming to pass right now. America is going down. Trump just got impeached. Okay? It's getting real. All right? So this is the true meaning of Luke chapter 16. The rich man and Lazarus is showing how we are about to switch rulership. All right? Now let me get one last one and we're going to close out. This is Revelations. Revelations chapter. Okay, give me 1 minute. Revelations 13, verse 10. It says, I'll start at verse 9. Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Who led us into captivity? Esau. All right. It wasn't just him. All right. They had a lot of help from the Hamites, man, and the Arabs and this transatlantic slave trade, but ultimately they're the ones that led us into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Who killed us with the sword? Who's killing us with the sword now? The modern day sword is the gun. It's Esau, right? So-called white man. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's what we're waiting on. We're waiting, all right, for the roles to be reversed, for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai to come back, free us from this captivity, put us in rulership, and then we're going to put Esau in subjection for 1,000 years. He's going to build our kingdom, and then he is going to be exterminated, never to be seen again. Okay? So, I believe I made the point for Luke chapter 16. The rich man and Lazarus have been identified. Until next time, Matthias out. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Akakadash, Kum Yasharala, Kum Yasharala, Karashem Yahweh Elohim Sabah. All right, until next time.